The impact of interest rates on business valuation in bankruptcy. A company that is in financial distress and unable to repay its debts may seek relief from those debtors by filing for bankruptcy, which is a formal legal process. The procedure is intended to provide the debtor with a clean slate by either completely discharging their obligations or by helping them develop a payment plan that would allow them to repay their creditors over a period of time. There are various distinct types of insolvency, including the following. Individuals or businesses can file for bankruptcy under Chapter 7, which is often known as a liquidation bankruptcy. Under this type of bankruptcy, the debtor's assets are sold to reimburse the debtor's creditors. It is most commonly utilized by people who have a limited amount of assets in addition to significant levels of debt. Chapter 11 bankruptcy is a sort of bankruptcy that allows firms to reorganize and restructure their operations in an effort to become profitable once again. Many companies choose to file for this type of bankruptcy. Companies are able to continue operations under Chapter 11 while they devise a strategy to return their debts to creditors over a period of time. Chapter 13 is a form of bankruptcy that allows individuals to return a portion of their obligations over a period of time ranging from 3 to 5 years. It is frequently utilized by people who have a consistent income but are unable to repay their debts in full at the current time. Municipalities, such as cities and towns, can reorganize their finances and debt obligations by filing for bankruptcy under Chapter 9, which is a specific sort of bankruptcy. Family farmers and fishermen often turn to Chapter 12 bankruptcy to restructure their finances and commitments to creditors in order to better meet their needs. It is vital to contact with a bankruptcy professional in order to establish the most appropriate course of action for a person's or a company's unique set of financial circumstances. There are distinct qualifying requirements and consequences associated with each type of bankruptcy. The influence that interest rates have on the valuation of businesses and their risk of going bankrupt. The influence of interest rates on the worth of businesses and the likelihood of their going bankrupt is an important topic that is frequently ignored. Changes in interest rates can have a big impact on the value of companies in the process of filing for bankruptcy. Interest rates play an important part in the economy, and these changes can have a significant impact on the economy. There are multiple ways in which interest rates might influence the value of a firm. For instance, when interest rates are low, it is often simpler for businesses to acquire funding, which can result in an increase in the value of those businesses. Nevertheless, when interest rates are high, it can become more difficult and expensive for businesses to secure funding, which can result in a reduction in the value of the enterprises. This is due to the fact that the cost of borrowing money grows in tandem with the rise in interest rates, which makes it less appealing for businesses to take on debt. Alterations in interest rates are another factor that might have an effect on the value of a company's projected future cash flows. If interest rates are low, for instance, the present value of future cash flows will be larger, which might result in an increase in the value of the company. On the other hand, when interest rates are high, the present value of future cash flows is lower. This, in turn, might result in a fall in the value of the company. Additionally, interest rates are an important factor in the bankruptcy process. When interest rates are high, for instance, it might make it more challenging for businesses to reorganize their debt and emerge from bankruptcy. This is due to an increase in the cost of borrowing money, which makes it more expensive for businesses to refinance their debt and repay their creditors. In addition, high interest rates can make it more difficult for businesses to generate sufficient cash flows to repay their loans, which might raise the likelihood that the business will declare bankruptcy. To summarize, shifts in interest rates have the potential to have a substantial influence on the value of firms as well as the procedure for filing for bankruptcy. It is important for businesses and anyone with a stake in the company to keep track of interest rates and be aware of how fluctuations in those rates might affect a company's financial standing and future opportunities. Thanks for watching.